Alright guys, as you can see, I am on to problem number 342 with this Lionel train set. We got the Pennsylvania tender here ripped apart. Okay, now from the research I've done, I found out that this set was called the Silver Star, and this was called the Mighty Sound of Steam. And it made a very loud sound, kind of sounded like a steam engine, getting ready to take off. To me, it sounded like an old AM radio out of a Buick that was badly out of reach of a signal on the antenna. Very staticky. But at any rate, I know nothing at all about circuit boards. At all. Zero. Okay, what I'm looking at here is a bunch of whatchamacallits and thingamajigs. And I have no idea at all what the heck I'm looking at. But anyway, what I did find out was a common problem with these was that the space between the circuit board and the metal frame, that black stuff in there is some kind of a foam, and it has to have that spacing in there for insulation. Now if you look on the back side, right there, it almost looks like it's touching. So I asked the fella about this, and he told me that that's common to happen. The foam wears away and it collapses. He suggested prying that open and sliding a business card in there to give it insulation just to test it. Well, sounds like a jerry-rig job to me, but I'm pretty darn fond of jerry-rigging myself. I've done it a few times, I must say. So I just might give that a shot. And so that's the story. But the kind of bad news is that apparently these tenders only had the mighty sound of steam. There was no whistle and no horn of any sort whatsoever. And that sucks. So, because, hey, you got to hear that train a-coming. So, I'm going to figure out, although I know nothing about these things, I'm going to figure out how I can rig up a whistle to work off of this same system, wired in. And I'm going to somehow rig it up to a sensor on the track that it will blow when it crosses over that sensor. And it'll blow as many times as I want it to, 2, 3, 4 times, whatever. I know that sounds ridiculous, but hey, that's what I'm going to try to do, and we'll see if I can figure out how to make it happen. But I'm too concerned about that sound of steam. Need the whistle, man. Got to have that whistle blow. Alright, guys, I'll be back shortly, and hopefully we will hear that train a-coming. Book 'em, Dano. Alright guys, here's an update with the Lionel. Uncovered a few other problems and a lot of information I want to tell you about, but to begin with, let's do a quick little demonstration of the good news. Okay, I got a whistle and got it to work. So I got it rigged up to the control here on the transformer. I can turn the whistle on and off. Alright, and I want it to blow coming in and out of both tunnels, but the track is so darn short. I mean, this track is less than probably 6 feet, from one point to the other. It's actually less than a 4x8 sheet. So, I'm going to have, I got it rigged up. There's a control on the opposite side behind the box here. As the train goes around, passes that control, it triggers it, and approaches the tunnel here, and it's going to blow, I believe I got it set for 3 times, maybe 4. I'm pretty sure it's 3. And she'll blow 3 times and come around. It ain't the greatest whistle in the world, but hey, it works. And, but I can't get the locomotive noise to work. That control board in there, as I showed you in the picture, it's got problems. And I might get a new one, I might not, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this whistle actually right now. So for right now, let's just do a quick demonstration, and I'll tell you about the other problems I got. Okay, turn the whistle on. Okay. Okay, you probably noticed when it gets on this side of the track and it goes around, it's very, very slow. Okay? And this is what I uncovered. Remember I told you earlier that the train could not pull more than 2 cars? I couldn't get it to pull even 3 cars, 4 cars. It's supposed to pull up to 5 cars. The original set came with a total of, with the tender, 5 cars. So, I kept cleaning the track, thought it was the track. This is what I discovered. This end of the track here, it's got a bit of an incline, maybe 1 inch to 1 inch incline, and obviously then on the other end it's a decline. So with pulling the cars up that little incline was a struggle for the locomotive, and going downhill actually she lost it. And the reason was this: I did not know about these. See these little rubber, look like tires here, off like a small toy truck. Well, these rubbers like this, these are not the exact right ones. Okay, just using this for demonstration. On the back of those, the rear wheels of the locomotive should have these traction tires. These little traction tires on the back of that locomotive, which gives it the grip. So when you see these giant setups of the trains going up and down, in and out, everywhere, pulling a lot of cars, obviously they got to have grip. And it makes all the sense in the world to me, because obviously metal on metal, anybody that's done any kind of mechanical work knows that just doesn't work. Metal on metal always slides. Okay, it just doesn't grip. So in the slightest incline, you can lose it. So I've been having to slow it down going through here, and then speed it up going to the other end and getting just the right control. Because if I didn't, when it came through that tunnel there too fast, I'm telling you, it would fly right off the board. Right off the board onto the floor. I mean, it looked good, but obviously I could, just mess up the whole entire works here. So I got to get those traction tires for it. And the other thing I discovered about this set was I kept telling everybody that this was 1950s Lionel train set. That is not true. Okay, it's not true. This is a mix mash of decades of parts. The locomotive and the tender was originally from a locomotive 8203, Pennsylvania, Penn Steamer it was called. Came from a 1972 set called a Silver Star, number 183. The transformer here, the 1033, that was made in 58 to 64. The tubular track is 1950s. And all the other cars I have are not original to the set. It's a mixed match of 50s, 60s, 70s cars. So this has been quite the marriage, and quite the put together of whatever was lying around over the years. Whoever had the set before me, and then I added some cars. So, but I just made the wrong assumption. It was a 1950 set. It is not. It is not a 1950 set. Okay, it's actually the locomotive 1972. So I'm not surprised now to know that that board in there was burned out or whatever. There's something wrong with it. And they're not that expensive, but I managed to rig up and get the whistle to work. So not too concerned about the locomotive noise. And I actually did have a tiny little bit of smoke coming out. She's got to run for quite a while. Get really hot for that smoke to come out. I've understood that these locomotives were not known for their great steam. So, but I'm going to experiment with different types of oil and see if I can get it to smoke more. I'm not concerned about the noise of the locomotive. It makes enough noise going around the track. But I'm pretty happy I got the whistle going. And, so at least I got that, straightened out. And, we're not going to be losing it off the track here. So, I might actually do a video of it flying off the track there. But, anyway, we'll wrap it up here with a couple more passes. Cut that whistle off. Alright, boys, that's the situation with the Lionel. So, any comments you got? Any suggestions? I'm not even sure where I'm going to get these rubber tires, so anybody can tell me about that. I have to look online to find a spot for that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the results here. So, thanks for watching. Book 'em, Dano.